Hello guys and welcome back to our channel Barca Admirers for your daily roundup of all the latest news updates and transfers related to Barcelona. In this episode, of course, we have great news for you all as Xavi's arrival has now been confirmed by the club and made official, and the legend will be presented officially a few days later. The new coach has already made a list of reasonable demands that are totally necessary for the revival of the club, while on the other hand, it has been reported that a player from the Premier League may be targeted by Barca as two of our seniors seem to be on the way out along with many more such updates. So make sure to watch this video till the very end without skipping over any part. First up today, of course, we have some great news as it's now been officially confirmed that Xavi Hernandez is the new coach of Barcelona. His contract will be until 2024. The maestro is returning home and now a new era begins. Visca el Barça. Right after the announcement was made official, Barcelona released a statement from their end that said that FC Barcelona have reached an agreement with Xavi Hernandez for him to become the first team coach for the rest of the current season and 2 more seasons. It's expected that Xavi will arrive in Barcelona this weekend and that on the 8th of November, Monday, his presentation as a new Barcelona first team coach will take place in an open event to the public at the Camp Nou. In his most recent interview with Mundo Deportivo, Xavi said that he comes to Barcelona with the highest demands because we are the best club in the world. He said that they will have to work to the maximum at Barca because they have to win. They cannot draw or lose, and for that, they will have to work their guts out. Xavi further said that when the players have a manager that does not demand enough from them, they might play at a 5 out of 10 or maybe a 5.5 out of 10 level. However, when they have a manager that always expects a 10 out of 10 performance from them, they might play at an 8 out of 10 level. It is that 8 out of 10 performance that wins us titles. Reporting about Xavi's contract, Spanish news publication eSport3 states that Xavi Hernandez already had a full agreement with Barca for days, and in the later part, he was simply working on the main lines of his project on the Barca bench. The manager has made 3 important requests to Joan Laporta's management for the imminent future. One of Xavi's primary priorities is the renewal of the club's medical services, a concern that he shares with the management for the high number of injuries, and for this reason he has called for the return of Dr. Ricard Pruna, who already worked at Barca and is currently working in Dubai. Lastly, the new Barca manager has called for the signing of a pure winger in the winter market despite the delicate economic situation of the club, which hopes to be able to invest around 20 million euros. He also has a lot of faith in Dembélé, a footballer he hopes to recover, although I'm not quite sure if his faith will be repaid with Dembélé's latest string of recurring injuries. Xavi said goodbye to Al Sadd with a draw and he believes that the Qataris and Barca should understand each other. He said that hopefully a friendly can be arranged and it would be spectacular. Now of course, let's just not get carried away by this good news since there are still loads of work to be done. Xavi needs to start off his tenure by addressing the lackluster in training and the medical team as well. The players are not fit, they keep getting injured and take longer than usual to recover. Most importantly, he needs to rule with an iron fist and make sure that the senior players, especially the ones that have been behaving like deadwoods for years now, get kicked out of the squad. Current Spain coach and former Barca manager Luis Enrique seemed to be thrilled about Xavi's return. He said that he hopes that Xavi will do a very good job when he returns home. He wished him all the best in the world as well as the rest of the team. Enrique said that Xavi will face a big challenge at such a big club like Barca, and he hopes that it will do well and he will succeed and will win many titles. And being asked if he will give Xavi some advice on how to coach Barcelona, Enrique said that Xavi has been in the locker room for a lot longer than he has been, and it's Xavi who can give him some advice. Speaking about managerial advice, it looks like Xavi received the best of it from the maestro himself, Johan Cruyff, back in 2016. As per the report of Eduardo Polo, Cruyff himself said to Xavi that being a manager is mostly about personality and really about knowledge. He has to be able to tell the president to go fuck himself. When he has mastered that, he can train Barca, Ajax, Manchester, the biggest of clubs. Footballing knowledge is almost irrelevant. Not surprisingly at all, reliable journalist Ferran Correas reports that Luc de Jong is not a part of Xavi's plans. In fact, he never was. Moving on to the next news update, we have official confirmation that FRENKIE de Jong and Memphis DEPAY have both been called up by the Netherlands for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers. Meanwhile, 5 Barca boys, Eric Garcia, Jordi Alba, Busquets, Gavi and Ansu Fati have all been called up by Spain for their upcoming World Cup qualifiers. Surprisingly, Youssouf Demir has also been called up by Austria for their upcoming fixtures. For the next news update, we have a report by journalist Adrian Alberts that states that Luis Neto has the flu and therefore is not training with the team today. Going to the next one, we have some really great news as journalist Francesc Aguiar, who was one of the first to announce the winner of the Balon d'Or in 2019, has now reported that those closest to Lionel Messi are now convinced that he will get his number 7 Balon d'Or in this year from all the inputs that have been received so far. All roads are leading to this scenario. Aguiar stated in his report that Leo Messi is the winner of the 2021 Balon d'Or. He was told this week by France Football that he has won his legendary 7th Balon d'Or. Messi will be handed the award on the 29th of November in the Théâtre du Châtelet in Paris. The French journalist stated in full in his report that as he has been able to verify in Paris, those closest to Lionel Messi are convinced that Leo will add his 7th Ballon d'Or. Yesterday, when he travelled to Madrid together with the faithful Pepe Costa, they did so with the idea of receiving the trophy for sure on the 29th of November. All the inputs that Lionel Messi has received from the organizers of the Ballon d'Or trophy, such as France Football magazine and the Amaury Group, are that the winner is the former Barca player and the current PSG player Rosario's genius. It's absolutely historic for Leo. Now that's all the news we could collect for you today in the news roundup. Moving on to the transfer section, first up today we have the comments of Barcelona president Joan Laporta that he made in his most recent interview with Mundo Deportivo. He stated that there are 3 possible deals in January and that they're also working on bringing in a player who can win the Ballon d'Or in the future. A report by news outlet Onze TV3 stated that Project Laporta is now in full swing. The big signings are starting to come. Laporta has explained to the Peña conference in Marin that the club will be able to sign 3 players. The only condition is that 1 player leaves during the January transfer window. Moving on to the next transfer update, we have a report by top-tier journalists Fernando Polo and Gabriel Sanz that states that Barca believe that they need a striker to solve the problem of lack of goals. The club are working on its options. With Aguero and Braithwaite out, the club are looking to loan in a finisher. Dani Olmo is still too complicated and Cavani is no more an option. Raheem Sterling wants to leave City due to his lack of game time in Manchester, but he has a high price tag and it won't be easy to loan him in. Xavi will have the last say after analysing with ALEMANY and Plains. Next up, a report by Sky Sport Germany states that Newcastle United have offered 55 million euros to Barcelona for Marc-Andre ter Stegen. The club are thinking about it.
That's all the news we could collect for you today. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, select all and enable all the YouTube app notifications. We have always been overly impressed by your response to our videos. So in this episode, we have decided to set a target of 550 likes. Please Qlers, help us reach our target on this episode as well. Now that's all we have for today's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya.